In 2008, when Tesla was still just a small startup fighting to survive, most of Wall Street laughed at it. Analysts called it a bubble. Investors said it would never compete with giants like GM or Toyota. But those who believed early turned a few $1,000s into millions. Now in 2025, history might be repeating itself. Hidden deep in Silicon Valley, there's a company so small most people have never even heard its name. But behind closed doors, it's building technology that could disrupt industries the same way Tesla once did. Early reports suggest this tiny stock is working on innovations that connect AI, green energy, and cloud computing into something Wall Street simply isn't ready for. Insiders are buying. Analysts who once ignored it are starting to whisper. And the signs are eerily familiar to what we saw with Tesla back in its early days. The question is, will you recognize the opportunity before the rest of the world wakes up? Or will this be another fortune you watch slip through your fingers while others cash in? In this video, we'll break down the story of this tiny Silicon Valley stock, why it's being compared to Tesla, and what makes it a potential game changer for 2025 and beyond. Wall Street has a history of ignoring companies that don't fit the mold. They prefer safe bets, predictable profits, and big names. That's why, in Tesla's early days, most analysts dismissed it as a fantasy. They couldn't imagine a world where electric cars would outsell gas vehicles. And by the time they realized their mistake, early believers were already millionaires. The same pattern is playing out again. This tiny Silicon Valley company, let's call it the sleeper stock, isn't on the front page of Bloomberg or CNBC. You won't see it trending on Wall Street forums. To most big investors, it's invisible. But that invisibility is exactly what makes it powerful. Behind the scenes, the company is building technology that connects AI automation, renewable energy solutions, and scalable cloud infrastructure. On paper, it looks like a tech experiment. In reality, it could become the backbone of industries ranging from smart cities to autonomous vehicles. What's even more interesting? Insiders have quietly been buying shares. SEC filings show that executives aren't selling, they're loading up. That's usually the first sign that something big is brewing. And while Wall Street is busy chasing headlines, the smart money is moving quietly in the shadows. Think about it. Every revolution starts this way. Amazon was just an online bookstore. Netflix was just DVDs by mail. Tesla was just another car company. Each time Wall Street laughed, until it didn't. So, is this Silicon Valley sleeper the next in line? That's what we'll uncover in this video, step by step. To understand why this tiny Silicon Valley stock could be the next Tesla in disguise, we need to look at the pattern of history. The biggest companies in the world today all started as underdogs, ignored, underestimated, even ridiculed. Take Apple. In the 1980s, it was on the verge of collapse, written off as a niche computer brand. But Steve Jobs returned, and within a decade, Apple reinvented music, phones, and even how we interact with technology. If you had invested just $1,000 in Apple back then, it would be worth hundreds of thousands today. Or look at Amazon. In 1997, Wall Street laughed at Jeff Bezos for building an online bookstore. Analysts mocked him. Competitors dismissed him. But the ones who saw the bigger vision, an everything store powered by the internet, are now sitting on unimaginable gains. Even Nvidia was once considered just another chip company. Today, it's the beating heart of artificial intelligence, powering everything from self-driving cars to ChatGPT itself. And here's where it gets interesting. This small Silicon Valley company shares the same DNA. It's not flashy. It's not dominating headlines. But its technology sits at the crossroads of AI, green energy, and cloud computing, industries that are exploding in 2025. The smartest investors in the world know one truth. Wealth isn't built by following the crowd. It's built by finding the next Tesla, the next Apple, the next Amazon, before the crowd even knows it exists. The question is, are you watching another wave of history repeat itself? Or are you going to be part of it this time? So what exactly is this company doing that makes it so different? And why is Wall Street still asleep on it? At its core, the Silicon Valley sleeper stock is building solutions at the intersection of AI, renewable energy, and scalable data infrastructure. On the surface, those sound like buzzwords. But when you dig deeper, the potential becomes clear. The company's flagship project focuses on AI-driven energy optimization, technology designed to help businesses and smart cities cut energy waste by up to 40%. Imagine entire office buildings, factories, or electric vehicle charging networks running on algorithms that constantly learn, adapt, and reduce costs. That's not just eco-friendly, it's a trillion-dollar market in the making. Even more compelling is how they're integrating cloud-based platforms that allow global access. Think about how Tesla doesn't just build cars, it builds software that updates every vehicle on the road in real time. This company is applying the same model to energy and data systems, creating a foundation that could scale worldwide. So why is Wall Street ignoring it? Because like Tesla in 2008, the company isn't profitable yet. Revenue is small. Growth is hidden. And traditional analysts only want to see short-term results. They don't see the revolution until it's already too late. But here's the clue. Insiders aren't selling. In fact, filings show that key executives and early investors are buying more shares quietly. A classic sign that those closest to the action believe in the long-term vision. Every disruption looks boring before it looks brilliant. And right now, this Silicon Valley stock sits in that exact sweet spot. Overlooked, underestimated, but building something that could change entire industries. Every potential fortune comes with a choice: to take the risk early, or to wait until the world finally catches on. That's exactly where this Silicon Valley stock stands today. On one hand, the upside is enormous. If the company's technology scales the way insiders expect, we could be looking at the foundation of entire new industries. Just like Tesla wasn't just a car company, but the spark for electric mobility, clean energy storage, and AI-driven transport. If history repeats itself, an investment of a few $100s today could multiply 10, even 100 times over the next decade. On the other hand, the risks are real. The company isn't profitable yet. It's still in the early growth stage, burning cash to develop and expand. Competitors are bigger, richer, and backed by Wall Street giants. And like every revolutionary startup, the path could end in either breakthrough success or collapse. But here's the thing. Tesla, Amazon, and Apple all carried the same label once. Too risky, too small, too early. Wall Street analysts dismissed them, while ordinary believers quietly bought and held. We know how that story ended. And now in 2025, you're standing in front of the same kind of decision. Will you look back years from now and say, "I saw it, but I didn't act"? Or will you recognize the pattern, trust the vision, and become part of the untold story that Wall Street ignored? Because make no mistake, this tiny Silicon Valley stock may be hidden today, but it won't stay hidden forever. Every generation is handed a moment like this, an opportunity so small, so overlooked, that most people dismiss it until it's too late. In the 90s, it was Amazon. In the 2000s, it was Tesla. In 2025, it may be this tiny Silicon Valley stock. Wall Street doesn't see it yet. The headlines aren't screaming its name. But history tells us the biggest fortunes are made when everyone else is looking the other way. The question isn't whether this stock is risky. Of course it is. The question is, are you willing to think differently? To see what others ignore? To take control of your financial future instead of waiting for Wall Street to tell you what's safe? Because by the time the world wakes up, the chance to be early is already gone. If you're ready to uncover more untold stories like this, companies hiding in plain sight with the potential to change everything, then hit that subscribe button, share this video, and join me. This is just the beginning. The next Tesla might already be here. The only question is, will you recognize it in time?